They stepped onto the stage with quiet fire in their eyes, 9 boys carrying the weight of their debut and the dreams of every fan who had waited for this moment. The first beat of Rendezvous dropped, and the room shifted, no longer just a media event, but a declaration. Their movements were sharp, fluid, and intentional, each step echoing the rhythm of a story they've only begun to tell. The lyrics hit harder live, especially here in Manila, where every word felt like it was written for the fans in front of them. Their voices blended like memory and promise, raw, polished, and full of emotion. You could see it in the way they glanced at each other between verses, in the way they locked eyes with the crowd, in the way their bodies moved like choreography stitched into their bones. JL's voice cracked slightly on the high note, not from nerves, but from something deeper. Jawan lingered on the crowd with a softness that felt personal. The others, Steven, Shuaibo, Han, Chien, Wonki, Jungwoo, Daisuke, each brought their own rhythm, their own heartbeat. The bridge slowed everything down, and for a moment, the room held its breath. Then came the final chorus, explosive, emotional, unforgettable. When the last note faded, the applause wasn't just loud, it was layered with love, pride, and the kind of joy that only comes when dreams touch down in real life. But it wasn't just the music, it was the way they performed it. Every gesture felt intentional, every glance like a message. JL's hand reached out during the second verse, as if trying to hold the moment still. Jawan's smile flickered between verses, soft and fleeting, like he knew fans were watching every second. Steven's footwork was sharp, grounded, and confident, while Shuaibo's movements had a quiet grace that balanced the group's energy. Han's intensity never wavered, his gaze locked in, his posture strong. Chien's transitions were seamless, his expressions shifting with each beat. Wonki radiated warmth, his presence gentle but magnetic. Jungwoo moved like he was telling a story with every step, and Daisuke, his energy was quiet but powerful, like a flame burning steady beneath the surface. The lighting shifted with each verse, casting shadows that danced across their faces, highlighting sweat, emotion, and the rawness of the moment. The crowd, though seated, responded like they were at a full concert, hands raised, phones trembling, hearts sinking to the rhythm. And in that space between performance and presence, something sacred unfolded. This wasn't just a debut, it was a connection. A moment where 9 boys in a room full of fans became one heartbeat. And as the final note rang out, and the members stood still for just a second longer than expected, you could feel it. This was only the beginning.
Hold me back, lost in a dream and falling fast.
And then, as the final beat of their performance faded, the music gave way to something quieter, but no less powerful. One by one, they stepped forward, not to speak, not to sing, but to pose. It wasn't just for the cameras, it was for the moment. Each stance felt deliberate, like a silent message carved into time. Some raised a hand to their heart. Others tilted their heads with quiet charm. A few stood tall and still, letting their presence speak louder than any gesture. The poses weren't uniform, but they were unified, each one reflecting a different shade of the group's identity. There was intensity, softness, playfulness, pride. And in those few seconds, the crowd didn't just see idols, they saw stories. Stories of practice rooms and sleepless nights, of quiet doubt and loud dreams, of a journey that had finally led them here. The room held its breath. Phones trembled. Fans leaned forward, trying to capture not just the image, but the feeling. And the feeling was this. They were here, real, present, and ready. The poses became portraits, snapshots of a debut that had already begun to mean something deeper. The way they stood, the way they looked into the crowd, the way they held still, it was cinematic. It was personal, it was powerful, and as the final member took their place, the lineup felt complete. Like a painting framed by cheers and camera flashes. The crowd erupted, not just in applause, but in emotion. Because this wasn't just a pose, it was a promise. That AHOF wasn't just performing, they were connecting. That every glance, every stance, every breath was for the fans who had waited, streamed, supported, and believed. And in that lineup, you could feel it. This was more than a group. This was a moment, a memory, a beginning.
Second pose. Okay. Thank you. Last thing and last pose. Okay, thank you. Maraming salamat. Spark on. Come on.
자, 각한 세개 포즈. 자, 첫 번째 포즈.
First pose.
Very nice. Cool. Second.
Second pose.
사랑해요. 자, 여기저기 담아주세요. 네, 좋아요. 자, 라스트.
And last pose.
땡큐! 감사합니다, 박한. 바람이 살아봐. 자, 다음 넥스트. 자, 이번 멤버.
Second pose.
라스트. 자, 다음은 폭풍한 열정과 밝은 에너지 무대를 물들이는 아홉의 세개 포즈.
So, mag-pose po siya ng tatlo.
첫 번째 포즈입니다.
First pose.
두 번째 포즈. 아기호랑이.
Ang pangalawang pose.
라스트.
And last pose.
감사합니다. 땡큐.
마raming salamat.
자, 다음은 부드러운 미성과 놀라운 비주얼 무대 무대를 밝히는 아홉의
It's your.
베리 뽕이. 야, 슈퍼 뽕이. 세 개. 포즈 세 개. 첫 번째.
So, three poses. First pose. You want the pose? Second pose.
라스트.
And last pose.
땡큐. 땡큐.
Maraming salamat. Sure.
자, 이제 마지막 멤버예요.
And it's gonna be the last member.
불소.
Last member is Daisuke.
멤버들이 세 가지 포즈. 첫 번째 포즈.
So, ang ating first pose.
두 번째.
Second pose.
좋아요. 라스트.
And last pose.
세 번째. 나이스게. 땡큐. 감사합니다. 나이스게. 감사합니다.
Maraming salamat po sa
자,
ating
아홉 members. 이렇게. 아홉입니다. 예. 오케이. 아홉 첫 번째 포즈 한번 보여줄까요?
So, magkakaroon po ng first pose ang ating AHOF. First pose.
한 번씩 다 몰골을 봐주세요.
So, please look at left and right.
자, 다음은
Second.
두 번째.
So, second pose.
감사합니다. 다음 마지막 라스트.
And last pose.
오케이, 땡큐.
So, it's a hard pose.
한 번씩 골고루 봐주세요.
So please look at left and right.
감사합니다. 땡큐 아홉. 오케이. 네. 자, 아홉은 이제 잠깐 무대 밑으로 모시고 이제
So
제가
bababa na po sila sandali.
저희가 의자 세팅을 하도록
So
하겠습니다.
i-set up po muna natin para sa